Evening, people. Welcome to BNR. It wasn't the circumstances that we envisaged last night when me, Jean, and Aki were really lively. The banter was going off, but life, 12 hours, 10 hours, life teaches you a lot of lessons, and it puts things into perspective. And football doesn't matter all of a sudden because what happened today transcends football, and the football community came together for one reason only, and it wasn't for football matters. It wasn't for the football player. It was for the human being. And there's already some comments going off in the chat, namely from Paul Gormley, who I will address as soon as possible. But I was talking about the football community, the outpour of love, the outpour of sympathy, the outpour of support, not just from Liverpool fans, from fans and just general human beings from all over the world. It just goes to show not how big Liverpool is or how big football is as a sport. It goes to show how big Diogo Jota is as a human being and how much he touched the people that were close to him and the guys and the people who interacted with him. But we're not here for the footballer. Forget the footballer. The primary reason is that a family is grieving tonight. They've lost a husband, they've lost a father, they've lost a brother. Um, and that's what matters. And our grief, our sympathy, our condolences are exactly the same when it comes to Andre Silva, his beloved brother, who tragically passed away with Diogo Jota today. And this is not a video, and to come to Paul's comments, this is not a video to make money out of, but the football community has come together, and this is what we wanted to do to allow you the opportunity as well to come and share your thoughts and pay your tributes to what was a wonderful human being, what was a wonderful family man. So what we've done is we've come on, and I can assure you, when I picked up the phone to Gene this morning, I tried to even reach out to Avi, and Avi, obviously, as you guys know, lives in America, and he was asleep, and he saw all the tragic news when he woke up the first thing. But the first thing I did was pick up the phone to Gina and said, we have to just not do any content today because we want to pay our respect towards his family and Diogo Jota himself. But as the course of the day ran, I thought, you know what, we do need to speak because that's what Diogo Jota probably wanted us to do. And that's what you've seen since 7 o'clock, the outpour of tributes from Robertson and Van Dijk and so many people from the sporting world and the club itself, the hierarchy, the manager, who I thought was an absolute unbelievable statement. If there was ever one person, and what we should do in a couple of weeks' time when we've paid our tributes to Diogo Jota and celebrated the career and the man and the human being, is give Arnie Slot a different title, because from the first day he walked in, he's not been talking and he's not been acting like a head coach. He's been acting like a representative and a spokesman for this football club, for this wonderful institution. But today has been an emotional day. And just to go back to Paul's comments, is there's no super chats, guys. There's no likes today. We're not asking for anything. We're here just to speak to you and allow you the opportunity to come together as a community just to talk about Diogo Jota as a man. But I must go to my two brothers as well. Avi, today has been one of those days. It feels like it's lasted not 24 hours, but 24 years.
Yeah, Asim, I, I keep my phone on do not disturb now. And when I switched it off, the setting, I just had this flurry of messages from family members as well, including my mum. And the first message that came to me was Jota passed away. And I was like, what's my mum on about now? And then I saw your message. You privately messaged me, and you don't usually do that. You'll message the group channels. And yeah, a tragic day, not just in the footballing world, but in the sporting world as well. You've just seen he had done everything this summer. You know, literally like he was on top of the world. He had just won a club championship. You know, he just won a national trophy with his international team. He had just got married, three beautiful children. You know, very young children, like pups, literally. And it's devastating us. And there's I've been lost for words all day. People have reached out. I've had phone calls, but there's nothing to say. We were on the phone earlier on, and I was like, what do you even say? Like, how do you even process this? Um, and it's incredible, Asim, how football works. We look to watch football games. We follow these players because, you know, in our personal life, when things are down, whether it's to do with work or relationships or something's gone on in your personal life that's not gone right, you know, you look forward to that Saturday match day or Sunday or a midweek Champions League game, and you follow your football club, you follow these players, and something like this, it just brings it all down again. It just lets you know that they're all human beings. You know, we have these sort of, we call them like our superheroes when, you know, Jota scores a goal, or Salah, or any other player that gets the limelight. You know, we follow these players almost religiously. And Jota, you know, he was with us. He's been with us at the club for 4 years. Um, 28 is no age. 28 is no age to be taken away, and in such tragic circumstances. Spare a thought with the family, his wife, that we've seen obviously Instagram pics from previous years. You know, childhood sweetheart, and you know they finally got married. And it's only been literally 12, 13 days. Spare a thought for his brother who was traveling with him, Andre Silva. You know, he was a footballer in his own right too, and his mum and dad. It's a sad day for that household. Prayers just don't do it enough. We can spread all the positive energy towards that family, but this is grief. And we're feeling it. We feel it so deep, but I can't even imagine what the family's feeling like.
Gene,
What can you say, Asim? Honestly, absolutely devastated. Like, heartbreaking news, especially when you wake up in the morning and that's the first thing that you see. The thing that really got to me is, you've got three kids. I've got three kids myself. I'm 42. He's 14 years younger than I am. And all day, the thing that's been going through my head is I'm 14 years older than Diego Jota, and he's passed away. And everybody knows my work. The people that are on this channel, they know I'm always traveling. I'm always going here, there, and everywhere. It can happen to anyone. You can be going to a work. He was on his way to Liverpool for his work. That's his work, isn't it? We travel all over the place, and just it hits home, doesn't it? That life is really so short. We don't know when the door to the next world is. We could be. I was mentioning to Avi that he's probably never driven on that road in all his life, and it was written for him to go in that area, um, and it was just so sad, such a sad day for our football club and as a footballing world. You saw the tributes pour in from every single corner of the world, and you just it's just so sad, man. And it's not just his mom and dad. They only had two sons. That's all they had. Now they don't even have any children. Just like that. And you look around you and you think, wow, man, today's been a difficult day for Liverpool Football Club, and a sad one. But all I can say is, as a footballing family, as a football club, that Liverpool Football Club, and we've seen the outpour of messages that they will give his family, especially during this difficult time. And we will give we will give the full support as fans and as a football club, from the hierarchy to from the players to the family, as much as we can, because right now that's all that matters, is being able to support the family and try to get them through this difficult period, because it's a huge monumental sadness within the hearts of every Liverpool fan and the fans across the world. And you saw the outcry from the condolences, the messages, the love that he received, because he was a likable guy. He was a normal guy, a guy that goes to football, he plays his game, he comes on, he sat in front of a bloody PlayStation like we did when we were 20 years old. We sat there for 3 or 4 hours playing FIFA back in the days, and he was just a normal likable guy, and it's just honestly, I'm just heartbroken, man. Just really heartbroken with everything that's happened, and it's just a difficult time, Asim. A difficult time.
The modern professional, Asim. We never saw him in the limelight too much. A very well grounded, I say kid. Literally, he was a kid when he joined. Very well grounded. Had everything going for him. And he popped up in so many crucial moments. And I'm sure we'll do another show when the time is right, and talking about the glorious moments that he brought us. And he was a big gamer as well. And you could see when we would do the media day when FIFA was getting released, he would go around. There's recent pictures of last season, with Ibu, the Lucho, just laughing with them about their player ratings, and it's gonna hit players, past players who've left, and ex managers and present managers. It's gonna hit them a lot, and you just know the tribulations that have been flooding in, how much he meant to the footballing world. Just not just the Portuguese players or the Liverpool players, opposition clubs, rivalries, players from all across the world have been paying tribute to Diogo Jota. And yeah, there's not enough compliments to pay him. It wouldn't do it justice as him. That's how much of a great man, great professional footballer he really was. Sad loss.
Avi, I'm going to be paraphrasing what Andy Robertson said and Van Dijk said and Slow said. But one of the things that's came out through their Instagram posts or whatever they posted on is this is a human being who I think Arnie Slot sort of so eloquently articulated it, that this guy wasn't the looking at the cameras. He wasn't chasing fame or the headlines, but the headlines came to him because who he was as a person, how he was on the pitch and off the pitch. And those guys who don't crave that, it comes to them because they know how to get it through hard work. And it's just not trying to take the glory on one day. And if it's not happening for his teammate, he would always. There was a few moments, even last season, even with the Trent situation, I think he put his arm around him and said, "Look, come on, just remember who you are. These fans are upset, but you'll be okay, and they'll be okay as well, and we'll be okay as a football club. But our grief, our loss is nothing. We're not grieving the loss of a footballer here. We're grieving the loss of a human being here, as a father, a son, a brother, a husband, and three beautiful children that he left behind. But Liverpool as a family, Liverpool as a community, Avi, is used to and is experienced to, unfortunately, to tragedies. We don't need to talk about the experiences that Liverpool Football Club and as a community have experienced since the first year that they were founded. But I think Liverpool over the last couple of hours as well have handled the situation really, really well. How do you handle this situation? And Liverpool just put a little statement out how devastated Liverpool Football Club were because of the tragic loss of Diogo Jota. But I don't even want to look. Today is not about how we're going to cope. Today is not about the next 2-3 weeks. Today is not about next season. It's Diogo Jota and how we're paying our tribute and respects to his family today.
Yeah, and we will say prayers, and anyone that doesn't have faith, you can still pray in your own way, because his mother and father have lost not just one son, both sons, unimaginable. And I hope no one else ever sort of faces that or feels that. So it's just support. That's all we can give is our words of positivity, our words of prayers. That's all we can offer. His wife, Ruth, who will be going going through things in her head, and what ifs and buts. Those are just normal when something like this happens. What if we did this differently, did that differently? But all we can do is support her, the kids, in any way that we can. And as a community, I believe that we always shine, especially the Liverpool community. It's worldwide, and we come together like no other. And the club as well. I'm sure management and the owners and everything, they will be doing something special in honor of Diogo Jota, and to make sure his legacy, Asim, more than anything, lasts for an eternity, beyond our life years. That Diogo Jota's name is a staple stone in our history.
Gene, I think you both touched on it, how life puts things into perspective. These sort of events put things into perspective. And you talked about your own kids. It gives a stark reminder to people that, you know what, just cherish life, cherish the moments. Within a blink of an eye, the whole world can change for you and for everybody else as well, when it comes to Diogo Jota's family that he's left behind so tragically. But this is life, Gene, that we need to remind. It gives us stark reminders that we have to cherish every moment, man.
Yeah, yeah, you're 100% right. You have to cherish the moments that you have. We do, and we definitely, as human beings, I think we take life for granted. We just think it's okay. Just the days gotta go by, and you just don't know when that time is gonna come. And it is, Rumi got mentioned. I'll just read his comment. Because tomorrow's never promised. It isn't ever promised. And from going, Avi touched on this earlier, that he's just had probably one of the most amazing months of his life. He won the title, won a trophy with his country, then had the best day of his life. He got married to somebody that he's been with for 10 years, approximately. And it was like the perfect month anybody could ask for. And then when tragedy comes, it comes on, it doesn't let you know, it just happens. And unfortunately it came to Diogo Jota, and it's just a sad state of affairs. And I've just honestly, I'm just so sad for his wife and his kids. And there's something that I saw about his wife today, and it was what she tweet. I think she put on Instagram when Liverpool won the title, was "Oh Liverpool, where's the number 20 when we won it?" And it just goes to, when I read that, I was like, bloody hell, it cut me that he did. That, what, she gets it, she understands it, she knows exactly what it means to be a fan of our football club. And it just really got to me, that posted at the time. But it's just a sad state of sad day in the history of Liverpool Football Club. And but Diogo Jota, and Avi mentioned it, he will never be forgotten. His song was arguably one of the best songs that's come out in the history of Liverpool. That's how much it was sung. And I just want to remember, and obviously I we were at the game. I will never forget that Arsenal semi-final Carabao Cup, walking out of that stadium, the way Liverpool sang his song, and all the way back to Anfield. That was an incredible chant, and that chant will never ever leave this football club, because right now it is engraved in our hearts, and it will stay there forever.
Avi, he will take us to victory. He took us to victory.
He did. Signed in 2020, wore the number 20, and brought us 20 collectively with the team. It's gonna be something. It was we were in rapturous moods and energy over the last sort of few weeks, with the transfers that were happening, the Liverpool League title. This sort of just brings it down. Not just brings it down. It's heartbreak, Asim. It's literally heartbreak. And we all go on with our everyday life. That's just part and parcel of life. Me and us, the three of us, have got personal lives, we've got professional jobs. We're content creators. We will go on, but spare a thought for his kids, and they will know that he was adored, not just by thousands, not by hundreds of thousands. That Diogo Jota was adored by millions of fans worldwide, whether you were a Liverpool fan or not, whether you were Portuguese or not. That's how much impact he had, because every opposition fan that I talked to, whether it was a United fan, Arsenal fan, a Chelsea fan back home in England, they said, Diogo Jota, you could never say a bad word against him. I wish we had like a sniffer like him in our goal box area, like a fox in the box, because he could sniff out a chance out of thin air. That's how good of a footballer he was. But yeah, look, we will carry on with our lives in months to come. We won't ever forget about Diogo Jota, but we will have other distractions. His family won't, unfortunately. So it's up to us, the footballing community, not just the Liverpool community, the footballing community, to really rally round and gather together and, be there for the family in any way we can, in any shape or form.
Well said. And I think it was meant to be that we finished on 20 minutes. We planned for the show to be 20 minutes, and I think it was fitting to end it on 20 minutes. Today is not about transfers or anything else. We just wanted to come and pay our respects. We will, in time, when the time is right, make hundreds and hundreds and pay tribute to the legend of Diogo Jota as a player as well, and talk about his goals and his performances and how many times he won Liverpool the game. But tonight was all about him, was all about his family, and the tragic news that he won us number 20, but Liverpool, as a fan, as a club, and as a community, lost their number 20 as well. Look after yourself, and we'll catch you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.